Have you ever considered that your moments of deepest struggle are not signs that you are lost, but that you are finally awakening, that the qualities you viewed as burdens, as sensitivities, or perhaps as points of confusion, are in fact indicators of a profound shift taking place within your own awareness? From a space of deep inner observation, a timeless truth emerges. Most who walk this path of awakening are unaware of their own arrival. You might believe you are failing. You may feel too raw, too open to the world, or disconnected from those around you. But what if these very experiences are evidence that your consciousness is blossoming in ways that most have yet to discover? Let us consider the great paradox of this journey. There is an insight I wish to share that may change how you perceive your own unfolding. Many believe spiritual growth should feel like perpetual calm, a steady climb toward a sunlit peak. But this is seldom the nature of true transformation. Often, the deepest shifts within us disguise themselves as storms. The path to clarity often leads through a valley of profound confusion. We expect to feel whole, but first, we feel as though we are falling apart. A deeper wisdom reveals why this must be so. It is because you cannot enter a larger room without first leaving the smaller one behind. You cannot embrace a deeper truth without first allowing your illusions to gently dissolve. And you cannot stand fully in who you are becoming without first letting go of who you thought you were. What I am about to share are 9 signals that your inner landscape is profoundly changing. These are markers that are often misunderstood as signs of instability, when they are, in fact, signs of your spirit's true north emerging. Number 1. The flowering of sensitivity. Let's begin with the first signal, and I invite you to observe if this reflects your own experience. Have you found yourself becoming more sensitive to everything? Not just in your heart, but to the energy of crowds, to harsh words or images, to the quiet suffering of another, even to the sustenance you take into your body. Most people view this deepening sensitivity as a fragility to be overcome. They attempt to build thicker walls, to armor the heart, to feel less. But consider this perspective. This heightened awareness is your consciousness gently expanding its borders. Imagine your awareness was once a quiet pond. Now it is becoming like the ocean, capable of feeling the pull of the moon and the subtlest shifts in the tides. This is not weakness, it is an expansion of your ability to perceive. You are developing a refined capacity to feel the currents of life that flow beneath the surface, the unspoken truths in a room. The challenge is that we are rarely taught how to navigate this ocean. We mistake the vastness for a void, when it is truly an opening into a more profound connection with all life. Number 2, the season of sacred questioning. The second signal is a path that can feel as though the ground is giving way beneath you. You begin to question everything you have held as certain: your beliefs, your work, the nature of your relationships, the very story of who you are. Certainty dissolves and the familiar becomes foreign. If you are walking this path, you may feel you are in a deep crisis of meaning. But what if this questioning is not an act of losing faith, but of finding a deeper one? Ancient wisdom teaches that to find truth, one must first release what is not true. The only way to do so is to hold your beliefs up to the light of your own awareness, to see if they nourish the being you are becoming. Most people live within the houses of belief built by others, their culture, their family, their society. But as your soul begins to stir, these inherited structures can begin to feel restrictive. This questioning is not a crisis. It is a liberation. You are not losing your true self. You are discovering it. You are gently separating the truth that resonates within you from the stories you have been told. This can feel like a lonely walk, for you are no longer following the well-trodden path. You are forging your own relationship with what is real. Number 3, the call to stillness. This brings us to our third signal. You feel an undeniable pull towards solitude, in a way you never have before. It's not born of sadness or a desire to hide, but from a deep inner need for quiet. You need stillness to process the immense changes occurring within you, to hear the quiet voice of your own intuition, that is growing stronger. This can be puzzling if you have always found energy in social connection. Now, casual conversation can feel draining. Superficial interactions leave you feeling empty. You may find yourself choosing quiet walks in nature over loud gatherings. Those around you may not understand. They may see a retreat. But from a space of deep awareness, we see this as the soul creating a sacred space for its own transformation. Think of a seed in the earth. To germinate, it requires the quiet darkness, the solitude. On the surface, nothing appears to be happening. Yet beneath, the most powerful transformation is unfolding. Your need for quiet serves this same profound purpose. It is a pilgrimage inward. In that sacred silence, free from the energies and projections of others, you can listen to your own unfolding. This is not a permanent withdrawal. It is a temporary retreat to a sacred inner chamber. If you recognize yourself in these first few descriptions, know that this path is walked by many, often in silence. Our journeys, though unique, share a common riverbed of experience. I invite you to join this community of self-explorers by subscribing. To see the reflections of others on this path is to know you are not alone. And as a simple act of acknowledgement for your own journey, I want to offer you an interactive mantra. A short phrase to anchor your awareness. Take a moment to let that sink in. Then, to claim this insight for yourself and connect with others walking beside you. In the comments below, declare it. Let it be a marker of your own quiet unfolding. Number 4. The river of synchronicity. The fourth signal is one that can feel as though the universe is speaking directly to you. Meaningful connections begin to appear everywhere. Numbers that repeat in your field of vision. A book that opens to the exact words you need to hear. A conversation with a stranger that illuminates a question held silently in your heart. People who enter your life at precisely the moment they are needed. Now, the common mind either dismisses these moments as chance or tries to force a meaning onto them. But from a deeper perspective, these synchronicities are glimpses of the underlying unity of all things. As your own consciousness expands, you begin to perceive the invisible currents that connect everything. You start to see the elegant unfolding of life, a perfection that has always been present but was outside your previous field of awareness. These moments are not messages from an external force. They are confirmations that the separation between your inner world and the outer world is beginning to dissolve. Number 5. The tides of deep emotion. The fifth signal is perhaps the most challenging terrain to navigate. Your emotional world becomes a vast, dynamic ocean. One moment you are filled with a sense of boundless peace. The next, a wave of profound sorrow for the world washes over you. You may find tears welling up in response to simple acts of kindness, or feel an expansive love for strangers. This intensity can make you feel as if you are losing your footing, that you're becoming unstable. But consider that what is happening is the opening of your heart's capacity. It is your emotional body expanding to hold higher frequencies of empathy and compassion. Think of it this way: for much of our lives, we build dams to control the river of our feelings, keeping them within managed, predictable channels. As consciousness evolves, those dams naturally begin to dissolve. The river returns to its full, powerful, life-giving flow. You are not becoming emotionally volatile. You are becoming emotionally alive. You are beginning to feel the authentic depth of what it is to be a human being connected to the great heart of all of existence. Number 6. The glitches in perceived reality. The sixth signal can be one that makes you question your own senses. You may start to notice small tears in the fabric of ordinary reality. Time might feel like it speeds up or slows down. You could have powerful flashes of déjà vu, or a deep knowing about a place you've never been. You might sense events before they happen, or glimpse movements at the edge of your vision. Most who experience these things are quick to doubt their own minds. Yet, a deeper wisdom understands these as signs that consciousness is beginning to experience reality beyond the linear, rigid confines we've been taught. As your awareness expands, you start to touch upon what has been called the timeless space, a dimension of being where past, present, and future flow together as one. You begin to feel that you are more than this body, this name, this single lifetime. These are not malfunctions of the mind, they are expansions of consciousness. Your awareness is starting to receive information from a broader spectrum of reality. Number 7, the dissolution of purpose. The seventh signal can be deeply unsettling. The purpose that once drove you seems to lose its charge. Your career ambitions, the desire for external recognition, the accumulation of things, they suddenly feel hollow. You find yourself asking, what is the true meaning of all this? Why am I really here? This can feel like a profound loss, especially if you have defined yourself by what you do and what you achieve. You may feel adrift, without a map or a destination. But what if this dissolving of old goals is not a loss of purpose, but the clearing of land for a far deeper one? Ancient traditions speak of an inner calling, a purpose chosen by the soul. This calling often stands in gentle opposition to the ambitions of the ego. The old structures must crumble to make way for the new foundation. This confusion is not a problem to be fixed. It is a sacred pause to be honored. Your soul is preparing the ground for a purpose so authentic it cannot yet be named, but it is taking root within you even now. Number 8, the rise of inner knowing. The eighth signal can feel almost like gaining a new sense. Your intuition becomes clear and strong. You just know things without being able to explain how. You can sense the emotional state of another person before a word is spoken. You have quiet urges to go somewhere or do something that prove to be perfectly guided. Many who awaken this faculty become wary of it. We are conditioned to trust only the logical, analytical mind. We may try to dismiss this inner knowing or rationalize it away. But from a timeless perspective, intuition is not a supernatural power. It is a natural human capacity that has been allowed to lie dormant. As consciousness evolves, the boundary between your individual mind and a larger, universal intelligence becomes more permeable. This knowing naturally arises. You are not becoming strange, you are becoming more whole. You are reawakening an aspect of your awareness that values direct perception over intellectual analysis, an inner trust over external validation. Number 9, the ocean of compassion. The final signal we will explore is perhaps the most transformative and also the most demanding. You begin to feel a deep, boundless compassion for all beings. The news of the world's suffering is no longer a distant story. You feel it in your own heart. You cannot look upon another's struggle without an ache to alleviate it. This expansion of heart can feel overwhelming. You may feel a sense of responsibility for all the pain in the world. People may tell you that you are too soft, that you need to be more detached to survive. But what if this boundless compassion is not a weakness, but your greatest strength awakening? Wisdom traditions teach that compassion is the inevitable outcome of recognizing our deep interconnection. As your awareness expands, you begin to truly feel that there are no others. There is only a single life expressing itself in countless forms. Your heart is not meant to be overwhelmed by this feeling. It is meant to be transformed by it, to become a source of healing presence in the world. This path requires learning how to hold this love without being drained by it, how to offer your light without giving away your energy, how to care deeply without carrying the world's burdens as your own. This brings us to a profound turning point in the journey, the great acceptance. This is the moment when you cease to fight these changes, when you stop trying to manage your own unfolding and simply allow it to be. For much of this path, there is a subtle resistance, a desire to understand and control what is happening. But a deeper peace arrives when you finally surrender, not in defeat, but in profound trust. You honor the sensitivity, you embrace the questions, you treasure the silence, you dance with the synchronicities. This is the recognition that an intelligence far greater than your thinking mind is orchestrating this entire process. And in that acceptance, a miracle happens. The inner storm subsides and a new clarity emerges. The confusion gives way to a deeper sense of purpose, rising like the sun after a long night. So here is the deepest truth I can offer you today. If you have seen your journey reflected in these signs, understand this: you are not on a path to enlightenment. You already are that light. You are simply becoming aware of the truth that has always resided within you. The awakening is not a destination to be reached, but a recognition of your own essential nature, buried beneath years of conditioning and fear. These 9 signs are not a checklist for spiritual achievement. They are enlightenment itself, expressing its nature through the beautiful, sometimes chaotic, experience of being human. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are not too sensitive or too questioning. You are awakening in a world that often encourages us to remain asleep. If this message has served as a gentle mirror for your own experience, I invite you to share it with another who may need to see their own journey reflected back. Please subscribe to continue this journey of exploration with us as a commitment to your own growth and inner peace. Remember, the journey is not about becoming someone else. It is the steady, graceful unfolding of who you have always been. Walk with courage. Walk with peace.